Chelsea step up preparations ahead of Brighton. Clash. Chelsea's Cobham training ground buzzed with intensity, determination, and a quiet sense of belief, as Enzo Maresca, the newly installed head coach, oversaw his squad's final preparations for tomorrow's crucial Premier League meeting with Brighton. The Italian tactician, meticulous and animated on the touchline even in training, has already begun stamping his identity on this evolving Chelsea side. His sessions are detailed, repetitive in structure, yet inventive in execution, designed to drill positional awareness, ball retention, and coordinated pressing into every player. For Maresca, tomorrow's game is not merely another fixture, it is a chance to measure his team's progress, to show tactical maturity against one of the league's trickiest opponents, and to send a statement that Chelsea are moving forward with clarity under his guidance. The morning began with stretching, rondos, and possession-based drills, before intensifying into tactical rehearsals that reflected Maresca's philosophy of control through structure and bravery in possession. His voice carried across the training pitches, sometimes barking corrections, other times applauding moments of intelligence, always demanding the very best from his players. Moises Caicedo was once again at the centre of attention. Facing Brighton always carries an edge for the Ecuadorian midfielder, who was nurtured at the South Coast club before Chelsea shattered records to secure his signature. Caicedo trained with noticeable urgency, snapping into tackles during midfield duels, pressing with relentless energy, and showing the kind of commitment that suggested tomorrow will be personal. Maresca spent time speaking directly to him, gesturing with his hands to emphasize angles of pressing and passing lanes, making sure Caicedo understood his dual role. Destroy Brighton's rhythm off the ball and launch Chelsea's build-up when in possession. Alongside him, Enzo Fernandez looked every bit the orchestrator, pinging cross-field balls, threading clever passes into half spaces, and dictating tempo with a calm authority that impressed staff and teammates alike. Together, Caicedo and Fernandez gave off the air of a partnership maturing with each session, one full of bite, balance, and intelligence. Cole Palmer, Chelsea's breakout performer, and arguably their most reliable creative spark, drifted through training with his trademark composure. Maresca has already made Palmer central to his tactical blueprint, encouraging him to operate between the lines, pull defenders out of position, and create overloads in advanced areas. In small-sided games, Palmer showcased sharp dribbling, quick exchanges with João Pedro, and a cool finish past the goalkeeper that drew applause from teammates. His awareness and adaptability continue to grow, and under Maresca's structured yet expressive system, Palmer looks poised to play a decisive role against Brighton's high defensive line. The coach himself shouted, "Bravo, Cole!" several times during the session, evidence of the trust he is placing in the young Englishman to be Chelsea's attacking conductor. The defensive unit received just as much attention. Trevor Chalobah, battling to reassert himself after injury setbacks and constant transfer speculation, trained with purpose. He cleared aerial balls, communicated loudly, and showed sharp timing in challenges. Maresca, keen on defenders who can both defend aggressively and contribute to build-up play, worked closely with Chalobah on positioning during rest defense scenarios, urging him to step into midfield zones when Chelsea have sustained possession. Marc Cucurella, another player with Brighton connections, looked eager and sharp. He charged down the flank in overlap drills, delivered driven crosses, and combined with Caicedo and Fernandez in wide triangles. Tomorrow's reunion with his former club adds another emotional subplot, and Cucurella's energy and training suggested he is determined to prove his worth in front of supporters who have sometimes doubted him. Perhaps the most uplifting sight was Wesley Fofana moving freely and confidently. Having endured so many injury frustrations, the French defender's return to consistent training has been a morale boost across the squad. Fofana read play intelligently, intercepted passes with assurance, and showed composure when stepping out from the back. His ability to break lines with dribbles or incisive passes perfectly suits Maresca's philosophy, which demands ball-playing defenders to keep Chelsea dominant in possession. Reece James, wearing the captain's armband in drills, set the standard for leadership. His surging runs down the right, combined with vocal instructions to teammates, embodied the responsibility he carries, Maresca frequently pointed toward James when demonstrating patterns of play, highlighting him as both a tactical and emotional leader. For Chelsea, a fully fit James is not just a weapon, it is the spine of their identity. The attacking rehearsals included João Pedro and Pedro Neto, two players long linked with Chelsea moves and now integrated into attacking combinations to test different dynamics. João Pedro's movement was clever, often dropping into pockets to drag defenders out and create space for runners. Neto, meanwhile, looked lively and unpredictable. His pace troubled defenders throughout training games, and his willingness to cut inside from wide areas offered Chelsea a directness they sometimes lack. Palmer and Neto combined particularly well, with quick 1-2s and sudden bursts of acceleration that left fullbacks chasing shadows. Maresca's insistence on variety in attack was evident. He frequently reset drills to ensure patterns were repeated until perfected, demanding precision in movement and timing. Tactical shape was a recurring theme throughout the session. Maresca positioned his midfield in rigid zones during build-up, encouraging short passing triangles to lure Brighton's press before switching play quickly to wide areas. The coach paused drills repeatedly to explain small details, how a midfielder should angle his body when receiving, where a defender must stand when the full-back pushes forward, how quickly the winger should release the ball when space opens. Every instruction reflected Maresca's deep tactical mind, honed under Pep Guardiola at Manchester City, now applied with growing effect at Chelsea. Set pieces, too, received extended focus. Palmer, Enzo and James took turns practicing deliveries, while Chalobah, Fofana and João Pedro drilled attacking runs into the box. On the defensive side, Maresca demanded strict zonal positioning, knowing Brighton's aerial strength can be decisive. What stood out as much as tactics, however, was the atmosphere. Training was competitive yet joyful, with players laughing during rondos, but instantly snapping back into focus when drills resumed. Palmer cheekily nutmegged Chalobah in one possession drill, prompting roars of laughter, while Cucurella bantered with Caicedo about timing overlaps. Yet beneath the light moments was a steely seriousness. Everyone knew tomorrow's match carries weight. Chelsea, under Maresca, are not just searching for points, they are searching for consistency, identity and credibility. For fans, the narratives are rich. Caicedo and Cucurella facing their old club, Palmer continuing his rise, James's leadership, Fofana's fight back, Chalobah's resilience and Neto's fresh spark all add drama to a fixture already buzzing with expectation. Brighton, fearless and aggressive, will test Chelsea's tactical discipline, but Maresca's training sessions have drilled a clear plan into his players. As the final whistle blew on training, Maresca gathered his squad in a circle, speaking with intensity, gesturing passionately, reminding them that tomorrow is not just about individuals but about a collective step forward. Players left the pitch together, some jogging lightly, others still discussing tactical shapes, but all carrying the same mindset. Brighton awaits, and Chelsea must be ready to show that under Enzo Maresca, their revival is not just talk but reality.